A southern Minnesota wildfire is mostly out, and so now it's figuring out what made it happen. Investigators are saying we are pretty lucky this wasn't much worse. The Waseca County Sheriff's Office says record heat, dry conditions, and a windy day caused that fire to jump a highway and burn almost 2,000 acres on Sunday. And there were some injuries, 2 firefighters and another person, but they checked out and a dozen homes were evacuated at the same time. The winds finally died down and the temperatures dropped just in time last night, allowing firefighters to contain that thing about 8 o'clock. And they say they're grateful for that big shift in the weather, calling this the perfect day, this Monday, to catch up after a perfect storm for wildfires yesterday. But this is likely just the beginning of a long fire season ahead. Here's Kent.
What a difference a day makes. This is what the DNR's most updated fire danger map looks like as of this afternoon. But don't be fooled by the fact that only east central counties in yellow there are listed in high danger. Yesterday, roughly half of the state was orange, meaning very high danger. 13 counties at the very bottom in southeastern Minnesota were under red flag warnings, and for good reason. Through February, we saw 59 wildfires burn about 600 total acres in Minnesota. Through the first weekend of March, that has jumped to 79 fires, and the number of acres burned has more than quadrupled.
I'm expecting that kind of exponential increase in fire activity to actually continue. This is very atypical for us to be started in the spring fire season this early.
Travis Vertigan is Predictive Services Coordinator for the DNR and says the fires that ignited from Waseca up to Fergus Falls this weekend are concerning both because they spread quickly and ignited early in the year.
I'd say we're 4 to 6 weeks ahead of what might be considered a normal or average time period for when we start.
How much does that foretell of potential struggles in 4 to 6 weeks or in another month?
It's pretty huge. I mean, we haven't seen anywhere near the full potential of what this winter has done for us. We could get a month of snow or rain or what have you, and still have a significant portion of the fire season to get through.
That concern has the attention of the National Interagency Fire Center, which puts all of Minnesota and border regions in above normal fire risk, not only for March, but April as well.
And that actually really helps in the coordination effort because it tells our story. When we're making calls for resources, the skids have been greased, so to speak.
And the awareness and coordination already played a critical role down in Waseca.
We received help from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. They also brought some resources, some tracked vehicles. Because of the size of this fire, putting aircraft up really gave us an eye up there to have a good spotter.
But with the likelihood of days like these increasing as the days get longer and temperatures climb, they're also looking for help with prevention from everyone within the state.
9 times out of 10, it equates back to some form of human activity on the landscape that resulted in a spark, a heat source that ignited a fire. Where we can get the public's help to prevent wildfires is huge for us.
Well, we all can help out with that. While the massive wildfire down in Texas has tied up a lot of the federal resources lately, our state leaders say an above average year for snow and rain on the West Coast means there will likely be plenty of help available if we need fire reinforcements in these spring months coming up.